All right. So on Monday, we just learned about linear functions, but now let's get into the mix of it. All right. And I know the Monday's video was very, very long, so this video is going to be very, very short. All right. I know Monday's video was long, but you guys are good students, so you finished the whole video and did not watch it on 2x speed. I believe you didn't do that. I believe you're amazing students. But anyway, all right. So the slope. So let's go back to our line formula. Y equals mx plus b. All right. Now m here is our slope. You might ask, what is the slope? All right. So I'm gonna zoom in to this line, and I got this graph here from Desmos. When we're talking about the slope, we want to know how much the line is changing in comparison in the y direction to the x direction. All right? The slope is basically a ratio of the change of the line in the y direction or the x direction. All right? So some people would like to say rise over run. That's true. The rise, when they say rise over run, they're referring to the change in the x-axis, sorry, in the y-axis, sorry. So, and then the run is the change in the x-axis, all right? The rise, y-axis, the run, change axis, x-axis. Sorry, I'm making this video right after the previous video, so I'm also a bit tired. But anyway, so what's the formula for the slope? All right. So the formula for the slope, I told you it's a ratio between the change in the y direction and the change in the x direction. So where are these changes in y and changes in x? Where are all of these? All right. So basically, I'm gonna first give you the formula. So m, our slope, equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right? x1, not xi. So what does this tell you? We need 2 points. All right? Need at least 2 points. All right? So, and those 2 points are just coordinates, all right? You have x1, y1, x2, y2, all right? We need at least 2 points. So, we can pick any 2 points on the line. That's the beauty, all right? That's the beauty of lines. You see, it's so simple. Whether I pick this line, these 2 points, whether I pick these two, or whether I pick these two, the slope m will always be the same number. All right, that's the beautiful thing about lines. The slope, the rise over run, the rate of change, if you like, of the line will always be the same number because it's a line. Never forget that. Never forget that, guys. So I'm gonna pick 2 random points I feel like picking. I don't have to pick any points. I can pick 2 points that I like. So let's see. So now let's calculate. So I've picked these 2 points. Let's calculate. So wait, hold on. Before I go on, let me just say the x and y values. So for this one, my x value is 2, my y value is 2. In this one, my x value is 1, my y value is 1. All right. And remember, I can pick any number I like, any 2 numbers. I'll get the same slope. So now I have these 2. All right. I need to decide which point will be my x1 and y1, and which point will my x2, y2. So I think I'll make this one here my x2, sorry, my x1, y1, and this one my x2, y2. All right, nice. So I now have that. All right, I now have that. I have my points. So basically, what I do now is I just plug in, I substitute. All right, my y2 here is 1. Okay, what's my y1? My y1 is 2. My x2 here is 1. And my x1 is 2. All right, so we have -1 over -1, which is just equal to 1. My slope is 1. All right? Okay? So, anyway, so we see, and it's basically a ratio of the change in the y direction over the x direction, to the x direction, to the change in, so a ratio. Let me give you a good definition. Slope. A ratio between, sorry, hold on, not between, a ratio of the change in the y direction to the change in the x direction. All right, so here, just one more thing before this video is done. You see, this right here is the rise. The change in y is the rise. All right, y2 minus y1 is the rise, and the change in x is the run. All right, that's x2 minus x1. And the y-intercept, which we have talked about a lot and was on your last quiz, is where the line crosses the y-axis. All right, and in our case, it's just 0. It crosses at 0. All right, there's no fun formula for the y-axis unless you really want to find it. You know, you can algebraically solve for the y-axis. Like, let's see, if you got y equals mx plus b, and let's say you know the slope, you know the output, so and you know x. All right, let's say, so if you know a point, and if you know any point, like if you know an x and the y, you plug them in for y and x. Let's say you know the slope, you can easily just say y is equal you can easily just say y minus mx is equal to b, and that'll give you the y-intercept. All right. Also, the y-intercept also occurs when x is equal to 0. All right. So what you can do is just set x to 0. All right, set x to 0 in this formula. So let's say you have y equals mx plus b. To find the y-intercept, just set x to 0. That cancels out, and y is going to be b. All right, and b is a constant. B and m are both constants that we know. X is the only variable. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, this relatively short video, and I hope class will be fun as well. We have so many problems to get through. All right, guys, good night, finally. I'm going to bed soon. I'm going to put everything on Highland Nation so that this week you guys can just do what you need to do. All right. See you guys. Bye.